Hey, it's Nikki Thompson, and you're listening to Tea with Nikki, embracing your sexual energy. This is the very first episode of 2021, and I'm so fucking excited. Today, I'm going to be talking about rhythm over routine, and it's something that I'm super passionate about and something that I weave into all of the programs I do, my mastermind, all of the stuff that I teach, because it's so important. And it's kind of quite different to how people love to be productive or create the life they want. And it's definitely different to how I used to live my life. So I'm going to be getting into that in just a minute. But before I do, I'm going to let you know that I have a workshop on the 13th of January coming up in a couple of weeks, or next week, I think, by the time you're listening to this. And this workshop is all about this. So I'm going to go deeper into how to be productive, how to, create that life that you want. What is your days, your weeks, your months going to look like? So that's going to be kind of next level. And it's a live training I'm going to be doing inside my Facebook group. So if you want to come and join in, I will put the link in the show notes. So come and check that out. And that workshop is on the 13th of January in Australia, but it's going to be available straight away, recording. So you can watch the recording if you need to. But if you're watching live, I'm going to be having a special little giveaway. So come and check that out. I'm very excited. I love giveaways. I love free stuff. So I'm like, let's give out some free stuff. It'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's happening 13th of January. Link is in the show notes. And it's all about this topic, rhythm over routine. So I'm very excited. And also next week, my episode is going to be talking about pleasure over pressure. So again, it's a little bit more detail. They all link together. It's really just the core of my message. So very excited to be kicking 2021 off with these two epic episodes. And I hope you had an incredible New Year's Eve and start to 2021. I'm pumped for this year. I'm very excited. It's going to be an epic year. So let's get into it. So rhythm over routine. What does that even mean? What does it even mean? So I've always been a habit chick, right? So I love my habits. Like I do this, my mornings, it was always like, okay, I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I'll get my gym clothes on, I'll go for my morning walk, and then I come home and I'll go for my nudie swim, and then I have my hot chocolate, and then I drink tons of water, and I have my green smoothie, and all of these little habits. And I was always so fixated on creating these super healthy habits. How can I improve my habits? I even worked on, I created this program years ago all about habits. And I just was so obsessed with it, about having the perfect habits. And I wanted to have routines for everything because it, calms my anxiety. I'm not going to lie. And I wanted to have all these beautiful little habits all over the place constantly. And the problem with that is that if I didn't do the habits properly, then I felt out of sync for the whole day. I felt like I'm not doing it right, that I felt a bit of stress, and my perfectionism would then just kick into overdrive and be like, oh my God, I got to sort this out. And I would feel quite lethargic, like I'm not getting my day going. And so it felt really restrictive and really military almost. So as you can tell, I got quite into that. And this kind of more beautiful way of living is kind of tuning into my rhythm. So this was a big shift for me. And as I've been doing my own sexual energy work, tuning into myself, listening to my body, trusting my body, it has been really clear that rhythm is so much better for my body, tuning into my own rhythm and creating my own rhythm over a routine. And it's been a big step for me. So one of the biggest shifts has been tuning into my cycle, my period, my menstrual cycle. And this is just as relevant for men. This is just as relevant for women who don't cycle, who have passed this, their post-menopause, all of that kind of thing. because you can tune in to the earth cycle, which is the moon cycle. And I work with one of the women in my mastermind group. Her husband joins in on occasion, and we focus on moon cycles, and he freaking loves it. And this is, so there's a cycle for everybody, essentially, either your own menstrual cycle or the moon cycle. And what I found is when I tuned into my cycle, that I am not the same person every single day of my cycle. Really, really not. I do get quite some severe premenstrual symptoms on occasion. I was always in such denial about that because I always felt like a woman who's super emotional is volatile. People can't handle her. People don't like it. All of these negative beliefs that I'm like, fuck that. You know, I am an emotional woman. I really am. And I'm starting to really embrace that. Those really close to me have definitely experienced that shift over the last couple of years, you know, and slowly more and more people are going to see that. But I'm not ready yet for everyone to see my premenstrual state. Anyway, so I've realized that trying to do all of these habits every single day of my month, every single day of the year just doesn't work for me. I'm not really embracing something that's my superpower, which is my period cycle. Because when I have my period, I really need to slow down. I really am tired. I don't like to go to the gym in the first few days of my period because it's heavy. It's my body's cramping a little bit. I have some hip issues from when I had my kids, and it kind of can get a bit inflamed a little bit at the start of my period. Then there's issues of just feeling really tired, and so I need more rest in that cycle, in that stage of my cycle, and so my rhythm needs to shift with that. Whereas my military habits would not shift. It's like, nope, get up, go to the gym, do my walk, do whatever it is that day, every single day of the month. So tuning into my period cycle has helped me find my own rhythm. I also love to, I have a lot of energy around the full moon. So around the full moon is when I tend to ovulate, and I have so much energy. Like, that is my energetic state. So I love to really get shit done in that space. And the more rest I kind of do, and I don't mean I'm just on the couch like a sloth my entire period. I'm definitely not like that. My first day the day before, the day of, and the day after, I really like to just tune into that and slow down. I might potter around the house. I might do some writing. I might do some reading. I will do slower activities with the kids. Might do a bit more takeout that time. Just finding ways to make it easier on myself. And I still like to do my morning walk. I still love to have my hot chocolate in the morning. There's things I still love to do at that time. It's just not my personal training sessions, and it's not like high intensity. It's not lots and lots of social events. None of that. They really exhaust me. So the more rest I do get, the more I nourish myself during my period, the more energy I have for the rest of the month. And it's fucking insane. I'm way more productive. I'm way more creative. It's just next level. Whereas if I treat myself as though I don't have a cycle, that it's like, nope, it's not interfering with my life, that's it, then I tend to have more symptoms, and I tend to get really, really cranky. I get a lot more PMS, and I'm less productive through the month. So for me, tuning into my cycle has been a massive thing about creating rhythm over routine. So it's all about managing my energy at different stages of my cycle, but it takes a bit of time to learn into it. Something that's really useful is a book by Lucy Peach. I was going to say Grapes. I know it's always a fruit, but Lucy Peach. She wrote Period Queen. I've spoken about it before on the podcast, and I spoke about it on social media. I do urge you to read that, whether you're cycling or whether you have, you're raising a daughter or sister, you've got females in your life. I highly recommend it, and especially for partners, men or women partners. understanding your cycle and helping them to understand your cycle will create a lot more harmony, I'd say, in the relationship, because if they know that, what is likely, how you're likely to be, or what you're likely to need at different stages of your cycle, they can do that. And because they're not mind readers, and then they can really nurture that. So I urge you to kind of understand more of that, and you can really tune into the moon cycle if, again, you're not, you don't cycle yourself. So what does this look like, creating your own rhythm? So what it is for me is, what do I love doing daily, weekly, and monthly? And I write it down. So daily, love my morning walks. I love my hot chocolates. I love writing. I love reading. I love to cook. I love to have a beautiful shower and get dressed every morning with nice jewelry, nice clothes. I love to go for a nudie swim. I love chats with my partner. I love just chatting with my sister on a regular basis, though she started a new job, which I'm very excited about. However, I do miss our morning chats. Just things like that. That's what I love doing daily for myself. And then when it comes to my business, things that I like to do daily in my business is I like to post daily, do a daily video. I then do some kind of daily written post. I like to chat to people in my group. I chat to all my women in my mastermind group. Daily stuff. I check my finances. I check them daily. I use Xero, so I do like business finances through that. I check my emails daily, other little things that I like to do daily. And I have all that written down. I don't do this now because for me, I have my own rhythm, but, I like to mix it up as well. So every now and then I'm like, it's feeling a bit stale. Let's shift it a bit. And then I'll look at it. Okay, what don't I want to do anymore? What do I want to shift? What do I want to get rid of? What do I want to add? And so I kind of have this daily list, and then I have a weekly list. What do I like to do weekly? Weekly, I love to have a bath weekly. Love to paint my nails. I freaking love, I'm obsessed with this metallic gold nail polish. Freaking love it. I like, my bath with my magnesium salts and essential oils, all that kind of stuff. Taking care of my indoor plants. Freaking love that. Daily, also, I wanted to add, I do my essential oil diffusers, always do that daily. Other weekly things, I have a personal training session every week. I do my grocery shopping. Weekly business things include an email, podcasting, reach out. So I'll contact people to be featured on their podcast or for them to be featured on this podcast. I'll do some PR, like trying to get blog posts, like share my blog posts or share some writing, different things like that I'll do weekly. I also do a training in my group, and I often host a workshop. Sometimes it's not always weekly, but that's probably more of a monthly thing. And so then I have a list of the weekly things I like to do. And then, that's also cleaning my home. I actually really enjoy cleaning my home. It's very relaxing. I love to listen to a good podcast or a training. I'm in a mastermind group and they have some awesome trainings. And so I'll listen to that while I'm cleaning. And I like to potter. I know everyone's like, you've got to get a cleaner, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, and, really take advantage of the time and be more productive in your business. I freaking love it. I love pottering around my house. When the kids have just gone to their dad's and I have all this time to, when they're at their dad's for a whole weekend, then I know my house is going to be clean for a few solid days, and it gets me really excited. And I find that a lot of pleasure in just tinkering and pottering around my house and tidying and cleaning. So that's a weekly thing. And then there's monthly things. What do I like to do monthly? Well, I organize my gardener, Gaza. He comes around, does the mowing, or maybe Ollie will come around to the mowing. Depends on the weather. And then we've got, monthly things. I can't even think off the top of my head. but there are monthly things. I love to batch my podcasts. So I do often do a batch of podcasts once a month. I do a batch of videos. Sometimes I do a monthly, I always do a monthly workshop, a free workshop, and then I also run a monthly program. And then monthly I do a check-in with my clients, my one-on-one clients, on top of their calls. I just do a big check-in on everybody. So yeah, that's kind of my list of personal and business related tasks. So what you could do is get a list, write down your daily tasks that you want to do for your rhythm, whether you are running your business or not. Do your daily do your personal tasks. You can even do this if you're employed. Doesn't matter if you're not employed, whatever it is. Daily tasks, weekly tasks, and monthly tasks. And have an idea of when you want to do them. Do you want to do them in the morning? And then having space for that in your calendar. So for me, I always allow around 2 hours for my morning. And again, I tune into my own cycle. So this is my rhythm. And I don't always, because I do believe there's a level of discipline. I don't think it's like, oh, how do I feel today? I'm not going to go to the gym because I just don't feel like it. It's more, I know when I'm just being lazy, and I also know when I'm just tuned into my body and I know that I shouldn't be doing this. So it's about trusting yourself. It takes a bit of practice. I'm not going to lie. Like, it takes practice to really trust yourself all over again, because we trust ourselves as a child and then we're taught not to trust ourselves for a very long time. And we need to trust ourselves to know whether we're just being lazy or whether our body doesn't need that. So I want you to think about, what does your ideal daily, weekly, monthly rhythm feel like and look like? And it's going to change. And so it will take time to do this. It will take time to learn this. I also suggest you write down how you feel on every day of your cycle or every day of the moon cycle. And look at what are the ebbs and flows of your energy like. When do you need to kind of schedule in more space for rest? When do you need to schedule in more active time, like go and get shit done? All of that type of thing in your days, weeks, and months. I really urge you to do that. I think it's so, so valuable. And managing your energy. It's all about that, because the more rest we get to a point, the more productive we can be. Whereas it's like society really urges us to do an 8-hour workday, which to me is bullshit. I cannot concentrate for 8 hours a day. We need to do, society tells us that, rest is for the weak, and that we just need to push through that. If we're sick, take a tablet, push through it again. And none of that is true. So breaking down some of those negative beliefs and working with your own rhythm, tuning into your own body is so important, especially for the start of a new year. Let's really up-level yourself and the way you live and the way you do life, because it can be so much better. It can be so amazing when you've tuned in and you're trusting yourself. So I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget, we've got our workshop on the 13th of January. Link is in the show notes. And you can come and join us for that workshop where I go into way more detail about rhythm over routine, pleasure over pressure, and looking at how can you make 2021 like just really next level for your life. So I'm very excited. I hope you have the most incredible week, and I'll chat to you next week. Bye.